It's that she go, no, she on the flow. Yeah, 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 yeah. It's that.
So in the morning session, we have discussed one small example where in which we wrote a something like this: string plate is equal to dosa, right? I said that once you have initialized this particular value in this fashion, the plate will be having only this particular value called a dosa, right? So what does it mean? Once there is an entry for a dosa in a string constant pool, right? If there is a one more string with same name, it will not create object of it, right? If we are trying to change, what was our conclusion? If we are trying to change this particular value, right, a new object will be created. This is what we have said. What it means is, if I am writing plate dot concat, right? So what does a concat will do? Concat will join two strings. This is a function called a concat. There is a function called a concat. What it will do is, it will combine a two strings. What two strings it will combine? From the plate, whatever you have, dosa, whatever you are passing as an argument, whatever you are passing as an argument, it will combine these two things, right? When you are combining, right, are you creating a one more string? Creating one more string, because this is a string concatenation, right? When it is a string concatenation, obviously it will be creating one more string. Now if I try to write a system.out.println statement here, saying what is the content of a plate, right, it will not display me this combined answer, rather it will display me only dosa. Concat. Concat means combine, right? If I want to see the combined version, what I have to do? What I have to do is, I said already, once you are changing this particular content.
Sir, here why it is showing only dosa? You write concat, right? So it has to show dosa another, right?
That only I am telling you, once you are changing a value, it will be creating a new object. That new object you are not storing anywhere. That is the reason why it is showing only the old value. See, it is something like, uh, in the last class also I gave you one example of ice cream, right? So what I'm saying now is, if you are creating one string, that is nothing but in one particular container you are placing one value. That means in your hand you might be holding the ice cream. Now if a one more ice cream comes, what it is saying is, a one more object will be created such that it will hold the two ice creams. What it is saying is, whenever there is a change with respect to the values of the string, a new object will be created, right? So with respect to this particular statement, what I am doing is, dosa was there initially, I am adding another for that. That means I am changing some value, right? Whenever there is a change, it is saying that it will be creating a new object. When it creates a new object, then I should hold the new object reference, right? Here I can write a string yes is equal to, right? So now this is a new string, new object, right? So what it is holding? The concatenated value of what was there in a plate along with this particular another. Now if I pass yes here, it will show me the combined version of dosa and another. Whenever you are modifying a value with respect to the string, a new object will be created. Immutable in the sense, at a current location, at the same place, you cannot modify and put a content there itself. Let me show the same example in another fashion. I didn't check that one. I am checking in front of you itself, just a cross checking. Will it work or not? String buffer SB is equal to new string buffer. I'm just showing mutable property. Let me say SB, right? So means the content of a SB. Let me create it directly by saying you initialize the values with a dosa. Did. Now for SB dot, you have a function called the append. What I will append? Another, right? After this append, system dot out dot println of SB. Let me just run this one and cross check. No errors. See, this is called as mutable property. Here I am not equating this SB to another string variable. I am directly writing SB dot append with another. So previous value dosa was now has been added with another. Now I am able to see both the things, right? So what was the conclusion? What was the things we were discussing in the morning session is string is immutable. Immutable in the sense, once you add a values, another object will be created. If you are modifying a value, another object will be created. String buffer is a mutable. When it is a mutable, whatever content it is holding, it can change those contents according to whatever the operations you have done. Got the difference? Got the clarity? What is the immutable? What is a mutable?
String buffer is a class name, right?
Yes.
But here you are writing class name as a test itself.
String buffer, here I am creating object of a string buffer. This is my main class. Why you are confused? See, for example, if you are creating a integer array, if you want to create integer array, how you will write? Integer some name is equal to new integer of array, right? This class
Yes, sir.
test, yeah, this class test is extending my object class. There will be one class called as object class. Every classes will be extending that particular object classes, right? In that object class, you will be having all these strings, arrays, or everything will be there in that particular object class.
Yes, sir.
Right. So now in this particular, sir, append is also from object class. This is from string buffer class. There are a separate methods for a string class and a string buffer class. If you are using a string buffer, you cannot use a concat method. Concat method is related to string class. Append is related to string buffer class. Okay. If you have created object of a string buffer, then you have to use a string buffer specific methods. If you are creating object of a string class, then you need to use string specific methods, right? Okay. Nice questions, nice observations. Very good. Okay. So in this particular session, what we need to discuss is what are the different constructors of string class, right? Hope you know what is a constructor. No need to explain much about that. Now what we are discussing is constructors of a string class. That means what are the different ways of creating a string object, right? What are the different ways of creating a string object, right? Whichever way we are going to discuss, everything is the possibility and there is no restriction like you need to use this particular constructor itself and you should not use this particular constructor. Based on a requirement, based on our necessity, we might be using a different types of string creation. That means construction of a string, right? So the first way is you can create a string object something like this. String s1 is equal to new string can be created. This will create a string S1 for you without initializing anything. That means S1 will be a null now. This is one way. That means what I'm saying is, once you are writing this particular statement, S1 will be having null in it. Null in the sense nothing is there, just some null value is there. The same statement I can write like this also. S2 is equal to, can be written, both the things are same, right? Either you can use using a new keyword, either you can create a string using a new keyword, or you can directly write a string S2 is equal to double quotes. Both the declarations, both the statements are same, because once you say a string, the memory will be given from the heap memory. So both the way of declaring object is fine, no problem in that one, right? So what was our topic? Our topic was, what are the different ways of creating a string, right? So both the ways whichever we have seen, these two statements belongs to a category like how to create an empty string, right? So we'll just make some points so that we can easily list out like what are the different ways of creating a string, right? So these two are the ways to create what is called as empty string. Okay, if you want to just create an empty string, you can use either of these two approaches, right? Second, what are the other ways of creating? You can create a string, you can create a string using character array. I think you know what is a char data type, right? So now what I'm saying is using a char array, right? So let me say something like alpha, right? So for this particular characters, I will initialize some values, something like A, B, C, D. Character constants, right? Character constants, will it be given in a double quotes? Nobody is rising. You should not give a character constants in a double quotes. That is a character constant array, a single quote you need to give. If you are giving a double quote, then it will be a string array. I am not interested in giving a string array. My intention is to give a character. Maybe sleepy, so not responded. F. Okay. So these are the content in my character array called as alpha, right? Now what I can do is I can write string s3 is equal to new string, right? String of, I can pass alpha. Am I using a character array now? Later we'll display all these strings and just cross check whether all these things are a valid way of declaring the strings or not. Or shall I print there itself? Let me print first three things, then we will proceed with a few more types. System dot out dot println, whatever is the value of s1 plus, I hope you know why I am writing a empty double quotes, plus s2 plus double quote s3. Now s1 and s2 are empty, right? So keep that one in mind. So let me just cross check whether it has created those strings for me or not. Plus I need to write for a s3. We should be quick in looking at errors. A, B, C, D, E, F, and here it is printing a space. That means S1 and S2 are empty. right? So I am able to create strings in a both the fashion. One directly by using a new keyword, that is an empty string. Another is by initializing a null to a s2, and the third one is by passing a character constant, right? So third way, we have a number of ways. We are just discussing whichever is uh, what I mean to say, most commonly used different constructors, right? So these are just commonly used constructors, right? Another way, so means a third way of creating a string using function called, so means using subrange of a string, right? So what is this subrange is? Subrange is, say for example, you wanted to create a string called a s4, right? For this particular s4, if I am writing new string of alpha, alpha, if I am writing like this, am I making a string with all these values? Means complete abcdef now will be made as a one string, right? My intention is not this one. I don't want all abcdef should be made as a one string. My intention is only c d e, only these three should be made as a one string, right? So what I have to do is, first, right, what I have to do is first pass a character array. So my character array is alpha, comma, from which point you wanted to have the list of a characters. That means, what, say if my requirement is from c to e, I wanted to make it as one string, right? So what is the index of a c? What is the index of a c? Yeah, immediate answers. Thanks. Okay, so index of a c is 2, comma, till what value you wanted to make it as a string. This is the index 2. From this particular point, how many characters you want to make it as a string, right? My requirement is till e, I wanted to make it as a string. Now what I have to do is, c is one character, d is another character, e is one more character. That means from index 2, I require 3 characters and I wanted to make these 3 characters as a string, right? So be clear with the syntax. What I have done is, I have specified a new string. First argument is character array, second argument is index from which you wanted to start taking the values, right? And the third one is how many number of characters you want from that particular index, right? So what I mean to say is, from this particular index 2, how many number of characters you want. That means if I am writing a 2 comma 3, that means from a index 2 you consider 3 characters. Which characters it will consider? Character 1 is a c, d and a e. So these 3 characters it will consider. So let me just check what it will print. System dot out dot println whatever is the content of a s4, I just wanted to check, right? So let me compile the program. Is it printing a def, I mean cde for me, right? C specifies from the index 2. From index 2, how many characters? 3 characters. So I have specified 2. Clear with the subrange? There are a few questions in the chat box asked. Let me just cross. Okay. Right. Yeah. Have a clear idea. So that is not a 4, that is a 3, because the last argument will take how many number of characters you want. You are not expecting what is till what index you want a value, right? It is not a till what index you want a value. It is how many number of characters you want from that particular point. What if I want ACF? If you want a ACF, you need to specify separately. That will not be possible just by this particular subrange. When you are using a subrange, then the value should be in a continuous fashion. Subrange means uh, out of all the values, I just wanted a few set. That is a subrange. If you want to skip some and if you want to take a some other, then you need to go with the two subranges or a three subranges. Clear with the third category? Using subrange, right? Fourth category, you have a many ways. I said if you browse in the net, you will be getting a almost some 11 to 12 ways of creating strings. But here whatever I am discussing are like most frequently you will be seeing in some programs if you are browsing for some requirement. Okay, so you can create one string by using another string. This is a simple one. Simple one is nothing but you have already a string 4 is there. Now what I will do is I will create s4 s5, that is a new string using already existing string, right? So using what? Using already existing string, right? So what I have done is I have created s4 and this is taking I have created s5 and this is taking s4 as a argument. Now s5 will also have a same value whatever s4 is having, right? I think much no need to keep a much explanation on this particular case, right? Fifth case, this is very interesting and this is not used much. This is not used much, but this is one of a way of creating a string, right? Using ASCII values. Wow, what does it mean? What does ASCII values means? Say for example, you have a character array. Here, I have a something called a ASCII. This is a character array. In this particular character array, so means as I am taking values, ASCII values is nothing but some integer numbers, right? 65, 66, 67, all those things. Now what I have to do is I have to keep all those values in a byte format, right? So byte b is equal to, let me say 65, comma 66, comma 67, comma 68, comma 69, right? So these are contents of my byte array. I have to make it as array. Okay. So these are the contents of my byte array. Now what I have to do is, my intention is using this particular byte array, I wanted to create a string, right? So how to do that? String s5 we have done already. S6 is equal to new string of, what is that? Byte array. Curious to see what will be stored in a S6? What will be stored in a S6? What is a ASCII equivalent of a 65? That will be stored. What is ASCII equivalent of a 66? That will be stored. That means the combination of all these ASCII values made as a one string, and that particular string will be stored in a S6, right? So with respect to this ASCII also, you can give subrange. String S7 is equal to new string of, see previously I gave a character array, but now I am giving a byte array, right? So byte array, comma 2, comma 3, right? So what does it mean? From index 2, 1, 2, 3, these three values I require, right? So let me just cross check what will be the print statement. System.out.println, right? So let me just print what is the value, s6, right? S6 plus, let me give some space, right? Plus Yes, sir, 7. Right. So this is my last system.out.println statement. Let me just cross check whether the things are printing according to whatever I have explained. Right. So ASCII value S6 is nothing but A, B, C, D, E. From that A, B, C, D, E, I wanted from index 2 3 characters, so it is printing C, D, E for me. Clear with the using ASCII value?
Sir, what
6
if, sir, I want to print only CD?
C, D.
Yes, sir.
Just check the index of that. You just specify instead of a 3, you specify 2.
Sir, only two, sir.
2 comma 2.
Oh, sir. Okay, sir.
Okay, 2 is the starting index from where you need to start. After that, how many number of characters from that index? Right?
So why we are writing byte here?
Because all these values, it should not consider as the integer numbers, right? If I am passing a integer array, it might be considering all these things as the integer values. I'm saying like these are not integer values, these are the byte values. I'm talking about ASCII numbers, means ASCII equivalent of those things.
So can't we write like character ASCII?
One second. This is one way. That means if you are using a char, then also it is feasible. You can work like this also. If there is a requirement, say for example, you are developing some, what I mean to say, operating system related application, right? When you are developing some operating system related application, internally things will be communicated in terms of a byte streams, right? If there is a requirement of taking the values into a byte stream and converting that one to an object, say for example, keyboard you are pressing a, when you are pressing a, I told like a will be converted to 65, then it will be printed on a screen as a, right? So the similar kind of a stuff will, if you want to develop means, you can use these things, right? See, I told you in the starting itself, these are the possible different ways of a creating object. Either you can use a character array, no problem, or you can go with a byte array also. If there is a requirement wherein which you want to access, you want to work with the byte values, then also you can create a string. There was
Okay,
a
sir, got
question
it.
in the chat box.
Sir,
Sir, in one second, in the sub range 1 comma 3 is possible. It's possible. Why not? 1 means from a index 1. After that one, you wanted to have a 3 characters. Yes.
yes, sir.
Yeah, Brian.
As she asked, if you may make it byte in int instead of byte, what will happen result?
Is it showing any error if I make it as a int?
But yeah, I did it, but we must use string dot value of b. But the output is different. I don't know why.
Okay. Yeah, that is what I'm telling you. So if you are making it as a byte, then it will identify that you are talking about ASCII values.
My question is the output is different. See, I make it into the same thing, then string s is equal to new string dot value of b. Then when I print it, it's different outputs from that one.
Okay. So you want me to make this particular byte to a int.
Yeah.
Int b is equal to this particular array. Okay.
Yeah.
A string SSX. So remaining everything is same.
Same. Yeah.
Okay. So
No, just string 7, string 6 is equal to new string in bracket string dot value of the above string b.
new string of string dot
String dot value of b.
value of b.
Yeah.
Okay. So you just send me a screenshot. I'll just cross check and I'll let you know. Because I don't want it to divert the people from this particular concept. That is the only. Okay. Right. So along with these 5 different ways, you can either, I'm not writing a code for that. I'll just give you explanation. Code I will show you in a PPT. So what I mean to say is, using a string buffer also, string buffer also. Using a string buffer also, you can create a string object. That means you will be creating string buffer. I have shown you one syntax. String buffer SB is equal to new string, created string buffer. Now you can write string SC8 is equal to new string of SB. Can be possible. Let me write that. String buffer SB is equal to new string of, say for example, hi. This is the content of a string buffer. You can make string from the string buffer. SC8 is equal to new string of ESB. That means I am making mutable objects as a immutable, right? String buffer is a mutable. I'm converting that one to a immutable object, right? Even this is one of a variation. Similar to this, you can work with the string builder also. I'll just show you the syntax of that. No, so because the same thing, string builder SB is equal to new string of something. String builder of a S9 is equal to new string builder. We have not discussed the string builder, so I don't wanted to write that particular, right? So these are the different ways of creating strings. That means, again I'm telling you, these are just most commonly used different ways. If you actually Google, there will be a more than around a 15 to 16 different types of creating, right? So any questions in all these ways, you can post those questions. If not, we will quickly go through the slides, whatever has been written with respect to a slide. Very less participation for the afternoon session, only 86. And one more thing, from the next class, that means, from the next class, we will be discussing string handling functions, right? So string handling functions in the sense like a string length, a string concat, whatever the methods that are available with respect to strings. We will be seeing all those things. Shall I go through the slides then? Yes, this was introduction that we have seen in the morning session. String constructor. To create empty string, right? So this is how you will be creating an empty string. Another way is you can just write a string S1 is equal to, in a double quote, you don't write anything, that also will create an empty string for us, right? To create a string, initialize it with the array of a characters. Array of characters in the sense you need to create a character array, initialize some values for that, then you create a string, pass that particular character array as an argument for the string creation. I'm telling the statements very fast because I know you already have seen that particular example, right? So example goes something like this. See, if I'm directly scrolling at these particular slides, then it will be a very tough to imagine how the output will be and how exactly the things are going to work, right? So that is the reason first I have shown you an example, then I am displaying these things for you, right? So this constructor will initialize the string with the ABC, right? So whatever character array you have specified, that particular character array has been converted to a string now. Okay, so which is another variation. Once you have a character array, now you have a flexibility. You can give a subrange, right? So that is another constructor. To create a subrange of a character array as an initializer, right? So what is the syntax? First it should be array. Second one will be a start index, from where you want to start making as a subrange, and a third argument will be number of characters, right? So when a question is asked to explain the different constructors of a string, first you have to explain what is a syntax, then you can take an example and then explain the things, right? So there is a small example enclosed, whatever we have seen, the same example. I have a character array defined with ABCDEF. So creating a string by passing a character array as a first argument from an index to till 3, whatever the values are there, that I wanted to make it as a string now, right? So when I execute this particular statement, it will print a CDE for me, right? So this we have seen already, right? So constructor means creating a constructor by using another string object, right? So I have a string object, right? Observe. So means for a string you are passing another string object as an argument, right? For a string you are passing another string as an argument. Okay, so I think example has been enclosed here, right? I hope you can understand this particular example. Character array has been created and this character array has been converted to a string. Then using this particular s1 I am creating one more string called as a s2. Okay, output will be Java and Java in different lines. First line will be one Java, another line will be another Java, because you are using a println statement, right? Using a ASCII character set. See, whenever you are making a ASCII character set, you keep in mind that you will be creating a byte array, right? So byte array will be created, two variations. One is directly using a byte array, another variation is using a subrange also. Okay, example I think I have not enclosed here. Here is the example, right? So whatever I have shown programmatically, so the same thing has been put in a PPT also. Clear? So first way, so means first S1 is using a complete array as a one argument, and the second S2 is using first argument then followed by subrange. Okay, right? So the last two variations I said, using a string buffer also you can create a string, and using a string builder also you can create a string, right? So string buffer I shown you how we will be creating. Here I have not enclosed that one, just a wrote a syntax. And with respect to string builder also I have not enclosed any example. Once we start with a string builder I will tell you like what exactly all these things. Here if you want to work with this, there is nothing with respect to this one also, like how we have created for a string buffer sb is equal to new string buffer of a kind. So similarly you have a string builder sb is equal to new string builder of something, right? So later that particular string builder can be passed as an argument for the string. Not confusing, right? What I'm saying is the last variation, the seventh variation, we are talking about a string builder, right? String builder, right? First we need to create object of a string builder, string builder sb1, because I have taken sb already. New string builder, let me keep it as hello. Okay, so using this particular sb1 I can create a string s9 is equal to new string of sb1, right? If you want to print these things you can print control v, this is sb and this is sb1, right? So let me just cross check. Incompatible types, string cannot be converted to string buffer. Oh, who taught you Java? If someone sees this kind of a error, the immediate question need to be asked is who taught you Java? Left hand side you gave a string buffer, right hand side you give a string. Okay, right? Hi is using a string buffer, hello is using a string builder, right? So this example will show you all the different ways of creating a string, right? Empty string, using ASCII, using a byte, using a string buffer, using a string builder, right? So in the next classes we will be discussing what are the different methods of a string. If you have any questions you can post those questions. Did I make things clear with respect to morning session and this particular session? And both the sessions are very important because this is the starting classes of a string, right? that immutable property is also important, because later we will be getting one table to be discussed, like what is the difference between string and a string buffer, string and a string builder. What is the difference between string buffer and a string builder, right? So you said that both a buffer and a builder are immutable. When both are immutable, then why you require a two? There is a small difference between all those two also, right? So throughout a strings handling unit, that means first off of your third unit, we will be discussing string constructor, string methods, string buffer constructor, string buffer methods, string builder constructors, string builder methods. This will finish first half of your third unit. Keep this particular overview in mind. Don't get confused with respect to constructors of one particular class with respect to another particular class. Got overall idea, right? Class, in a class, constructors, with respect to constructor, with respect to that particular class, what are the methods, right? And keep one more thing in mind, all these three classes are final classes. You don't have any subclasses for these.
Sir.
Yes.
Using sub-range and sub-string are the same or different, sir?
Sub-range, see, sub-range we are using during the creation of this particular string. That means this is a part of a constructor. You have a method called a substring. For the substring, it will be working on already existing object. String object will be there. On that particular object, you are using a method called a what is that? Subrange.
String.
Okay. Subrange is a method. Subrange, there is a method called a subrange, right? So from that subrange, you can take out the values. But the condition with respect to subrange is, first you need to have an object. Until and unless you don't have an object, you cannot call that particular method.
Okay.
Do you understand? Say for example, if I had a string called a yes, say for example, when I had a string called a S3, when I have a string called a S3, on this S3, I can call a subrange. You have a substring function, right? Substring. I can call a substring function on S3, right? My question is, constructors is talking about how to create this particular S3, right? So this is talking about this particular subrange where we have given a 2,3, right? It is talking about how to create this particular S4 itself. What that method says, once you have a S4, you can apply substring function on that, right? So have a clarity between method and a constructor. Constructor will be called during object creation. That means while creating how you want to create, right? That is a subrange. After creating, if you want to use the methods, then it will be a separate. Nice question.
Oh, yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Any other questions?
Sir,
Yes.
in 7, 6 and 7, there is only difference between buffer and builder, right?
Yes.
You just write buffer instead of builder.
Yes.
What is the difference between these two?
Yeah, that only I told you. First we will finish a discussion with respect to strings. Then we will take up a string buffer. Then we will take up a string builder. For a time being, what you remember is, even those a string buffer and a string builder can be converted to strings, right? For a time being, you just keep this particular point in mind. Overall, you have three classes. One is a string buffer, string builder. Three classes are there. Now what we have concluded is, even those two, buffer and a builder, can be converted to string. We have not discussed what is a buffer, what is a builder. We will first finish a string concept, then we'll go with a buffer and builder. Later we can discuss what is the difference between buffer and a builder.
Okay,
right?
sir.
I just shown you what are the different ways of creating a string, right? So the conclusion is, even using a buffer and a builder also, you can create a string. That is the conclusion, right? So that's it from my side. Have a nice day. Bye bye.